Okay, chaps, welcome back to the Darkest Dungeon. And when we spoke last time, we were going to go take down the hag. We put together a little virtue chance. Amazing. Put together a squad to go do that based on who's available. But I really want to take Marshmain with, because I think it's going to be important in the beginning of this battle to use emboldening vapors on the front two guys. They're going to help each other get out of that pot the whole time. So I think I'll pull Marshmain out of stress relief and we put him in position 3. But then I need a healer, and then I think Regame or One can come along. I think I want Regame like this. Then Marshmain will go there, because then Regame can also apply Mark. Marshmain will be able to stack poison, although I'm not sure how poison resist heavy the hag is. I think she's fairly heavy on poison resist. Also make sure that Marshmain has the remove disease on somebody else. Self only, one companion, remove disease. Good, so we can do that at the first camp. Take away his bulimic. Status mayhem. Lights out. Oh, that's cool. Well, we can switch these two around depending on the resistances of the hag. If the hag is not going to be able to be poisoned, then Marshmain can move to position 3 and use the stab. A quick check of weapons. That's fully upgraded. There we go. Oh baby. Okay, so let's just upgrade everything. The poison we're not going to use so much in the initial parts. I think stun, stab, remove blight, and embolden. Weakening curse, damage and protection, maybe. I don't expect I'll need it though. I think what I will need. Position are we in? I think. Assume we're in position 4. We'd need heal, we'd need mark, we'd need sky spaghetti, we'd need maybe a pull. Heat resist, mark yourself. It's an interesting one. We're gonna have to start using intimidate at some point for this de-stealth. But at this basic level, I don't think there's any stealth creatures we've got to be concerned about. Ramadi. Actually, damage versus size 2 is actually kind of perfect, because the hag is size 2. Self-only accuracy and crit. Chance party surprised. Scouting chance, I think we can do without. More like encourage we can do without. Yeah, this is the big important one. Quarantine is the important one. All the resistances for 4 battles. Yeah. Self only heal, remove blight bleeding. That's important. There we go. So prevent nighttime ambush, that's good. Plus damage for someone. Remove mortality. This looks way better. Any of these that I need particularly? Damage versus unholy, protection, healing skills. I like the surgical gloves, they're very good. Crit and accuracy. Let's remember that is there. I might get these surgical gloves for one of the melee guys. Someone who has a mobility skill so they don't mind getting pushed around. None of these guys are that though. These resistances, as you might expect, are pretty low. These disease and bleed are far too low. Stress, fine. We don't have garlic, do we? Thing is, I do need plus damage buff for him though. If he's going to be doing all that damage, he's quite slow as well. So stress, okay, the minus accuracy we can't have though. Damage, speed, and stress. Okay, that's fine. And I think Book of Constitution. He's going to be very vulnerable to bleeding, though. But both of these two up front need some sort of plus damage item. Well, there we go. Wounding. I don't think this will be a dark run. I do think we should take a virtue chance set of items. We could go quite dodge heavy. Damage, speed, stress. I actually want Ramadi to have lower speed though than the occultist, so that the occultist can apply debuff. Move skill, stun skill. That's pretty good. Pile of sand. Quick draw charm could be pretty good. Speed and crit on first round. Then he's very slow after that. So that way, maybe our leper can one-shot something in the beginning of a fight, and then he's slower on the second round. Wait a second, he's a wield foe when we're going into the wield. Well, that we can kind of work around, because we're going to be taking the virtue chance items. Well, we didn't lose our tentacle, thankfully. Pass those around. They're all fine for anybody to use. Regame. I do kind of wonder though whether I shouldn't just get the resistances up on my leper, because he already does so much damage. If I just go Blood Charm and Book of Constitution, then he's sitting at 50% at least on everything, which I think is probably better. And then Ramadi. Blight and Disease. I do want to give the Brawlers gloves though. He does plus 50% damage. Awesome. He is a wield foe, but we have the virtue items in case he gets super stressed. Then Regame. Stun, debuff, move. Go with that. We can use the demon's pull. Alright. Kill the Wizened hag. This hero's ring is amazing. If we include that virtue chance together with this one, that'll be plus 45% virtue chance. Let's go 3 of each of these. Say 3 shovels, because you might want to do some digging. Don't need any of the blood. 2 holy waters and 2 keys to be safe. 3 bandages. Laudanum? I don't think so. We don't need any laudanum. Full stack of torches. And the usual 20 food that we take on a medium run. Okay. Scouting chance only 35, but that's fine. We are taking down a boss here.
I had collected many rare and elusive volumes on ancient herbal properties, and was set to enjoy several weeks immersed in comfortable study. My work was interrupted, however, by a singularly striking young woman who insisted on repeated calls to the house. There is method in the wild corruption here. It bears a form both wretched and malevolent.
I think I want to explore as much of the dungeon as possible before getting to the end boss.
Another one falls. Be gone, fiend.
Reason being, if we get super stressed on Plague Doctor, I wouldn't actually mind.
Another abomination cleansed.
I back ourselves to get a virtue. Disgusting. No! 5 to 11, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so 55% chance. 60% chance to kill if it hits. And they both dodge. Damn it. Glad I gave those resistance items. Nice dodging. Loving these resistance, lads. Good job. All that resisting we're doing.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Oh yeah, and the emboldening vapors will offset the lack of speed on him. Good. No, come on, you spider bastards.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
That was an important dodge. The fact that he's marked could have been nasty.
Executed with impunity. Foolish horrors.
5 damage from poison.
Into the mud.
It looks like we are going quite heirloom heavy on this run. Yeah, okay. I don't fancy taking that extra battle. Head back the other way.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
As long as we make sure that the camp we do is within 4 battles of the boss, it's going to be super important that our camp buffs are going to carry over into the boss fight. Most importantly, the damage versus size 2 for the bounty hunter. Which actually makes me realize, if I had taken 2 bounty hunters into this, both of them could have used that, because the pot and the hag herself are both size 2.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I don't think we actually have a second bounty hunter though. Good. Yeah. If only that pull target applied mark, it would be amazing. Pretty good.
Is broken. Maintain the offensive. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
That emboldening vapors is such a good skill. Should be using it more often, I think. Let's just go straight through the obstacle.
Nature herself. A victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
No. Okay, good. Warrior's cap, that's whatever. Okay, scary bitches. Surprise is very nice. Now do I pull one forward? I think I pull one forward. No! Damn, Sky Spaghetti might have been better.
Destroyed.
But not when the bounty hunter is just going to one-shot things. Actually, disorienting blast is better than incision in this scenario. Loving these dodges, boys. Even the leper has 14 dodge. I want to try see if I can come up with a trinket and skill combination that gets my leper to be quite protection heavy. Okay, it is awesome that it destroys corpses. That is great. I didn't think of that.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Inspiration and improvement.
Right, let's get some heals done before we finish this nerd off. Oof.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I want these deeds. Oh, job, Vernold. Almost. Perfect. I'm just thinking about how this fight with the hag is going to go down. I also would have done well to have had two guys who can riposte, because she has a lot of AoE attacks, but I didn't have any people who were eligible that actually had riposte.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
We need to camp. We're hoping for a big scout soon. I imagine the boss will be there. Hate leaving stuff behind.
Mind that such missteps
Grace.
are the exception, and not the rule.
Actually, that might have been a waste. Okay, I was going to say it might have been a waste because we don't have a lot of inventory space, but we actually got a bit lucky and the items we found we already had. We get like a decent run so far. We've got 20 crests, 10 deeds, and a bit of money. I don't have a move forward skill, do I? Damn, so we all pretty much lose our first round. Ah!
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Excellent resisting, boys. It's good stuff. Gotta kill these little fuckers at the back first. 9 to 17. Not gonna work. Hit them both rather.
Mortality died in a single strike.
Stress numbers are getting up above 50%, but the problem we have is spread over 3 of our guys rather than just one guy being clearly the most stressed. Excellent. Okay, you two heal, you two attack.
Annihilated.
Good. Excellent healing, 12. Pity about the bleed though. One hit point.
This expedition at least promises success.
Well, we know to a certainty now that the boss is going to be there and not here. This just gets us more food, most likely, which I don't think we need, but we could just eat the food here for a little healing buff.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
And if I'm going to throw anything away, it can be these torches. We will camp here, and then it's very unlikely there'll be more than 4 fights in that little area there. We just need to manage the stress quite carefully, because I need to make sure that if anybody has the highest stress, it's going to be Marsh Main. Who has the best chance of hitting a virtue because of the item she's carrying. So we'll look to de-stress the other two.
In tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
Planned takedown though, I think is very good. It uses 4 though, that's so much. I need the prevents nighttime ambush, that's for sure. I need remove disease. Bulimic here. He's us with only 2 and 59 stress on the leper. Yeah, trading off the stress I think is the way to go there. Let down the mask. Self only remove disease and plus disease resist. Well, that's pretty much all I can do then. Oof. Oh, plus 30% virtue chance, so it's 55% virtue chance in total.
Victory.
Pity about that other battle. Which reminds me, we can go with full torches now. We have plenty of spare torches. Brigands, but they are surprised. Excellent. Excellent.
Decimated.
Now this guy can't use point blank shot. Very nice. Stress. Ooh, one more stress hit. So the bounty hunter should be able to one-shot him. The extra mark damage. 1 hit point. But bleed.
Death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Unforgiving. Got loads of
The promise of
too much food. What else? Wait, doesn't she apply Poison? No, I think maybe she applies poison.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Quick check of what abilities we are using where. So you need to think about the fact that when this person up front gets taken away into the pot, then Vernald becomes position 1. So the people at the back here need to have skills that they can still use from position 3. What's not sure about battlefield medicine. Disorienting blast. How likely are we to stun her? Not very likely. Plague grenade her. Don't think she applies blight or bleed. In case she does. Abyssal artillery. I think, am I better off using sacrificial stab? Well, demon's pull is obviously not going to work. Although weakening curse could be quite good. Let's say in case she has protection, we'll take weakening curse. Good luck, men, and good luck, Moshmain, especially. Let's hope you get virtue. Just wish it would show you your virtue chance. Take down this Wizened hag. Here we go, people. There she is.
Slathering testament to the powers of
it's a 5 dodge. She can be made to bleed, and she can be made to be blighted as well. Debuff, she resists. Stun resist is quite high. Can you mark the cauldron? Debuff resist 200, so no, you can't mark it. Self +4 speed. I'll just preemptively do some damage to the cauldron. I've never actually been able to destroy it completely. Well, that's got 80 protection right now, so like almost a fifth of all of her damage in one shot. And now Vernald, I need you to do the 14 damage here. He could have rolled 10 to 21 and he rolled 12. That was pretty unlucky. And at least now the leper's base damage should be high enough to do 14 damage there. Okay, we've got emboldening vapors off on both of our 2 damage dealers. Into the pot on that one, that's totally fine. Either of these two should be able to one-shot the pot. 13 to 26. This is where the riposte would have been amazing. No point trying to destroy the cauldron when it's unoccupied. Okay, damn, I can't actually do any damage. I took the wrong poison skill. The minus damage and accuracy, we're going to use the herbs to get rid of that. One more hit. Whoops, I was supposed to hit the cauldron. Well, I think 14 damage, we're close enough that we can try and burst her down. Oh, that's the stress. Here we go, Virtue. Come on, Moshmain. No. One more hit from the bounty hunter should do it. Actually, that marked target didn't do anything because his position 3 attack doesn't get extra damage from marked. Ends up not mattering though. Well done, Ramadi.
The way is still blocked. Less people will be eaten.
Great mission, well done, people. That's awesome. The extra virtue chance. We combine that with the Ancestor's Tentacle, we got ourselves a very big buff to virtue chance. Tough is nice. The Black Plague is dreadful. Thanatophobia isn't too bad. Eldritch Slayer is amazing on an occultist. He already does extra damage versus Eldritch. I might want to actually lock that down. Speed on first round, dodge on first round. That's also amazing. These are such nice positive buffs.
The man is slave to the beast,
Oh, sweet.
and the beast is slave to the moon.
But first, let's get rid of these diseases that we just had to put up with. Good little hit there of heirlooms. I mean, technically she can just treat herself on the next mission, so that probably isn't worth doing. Remove disease, disease resist. Yeah, we'll do that ourselves. Anybody else have a disease? Nope. I think the guild, the last thing that needs to be leveled up, we just need another 44 rests. Could keep upgrading the stagecoach, but that's going to take crests. Let's see, Crusaders, Holy Orders, 15 virtue chance, minus stress, death blow resist, but lowers blight and bleed resist. Kinda good. What are your Plutomania, thin-blooded, will not meditate? I might send her for a drink. Excellent. Next boss, we have your Fulminating Prophet, the Dark Tambourine. Hell's Hairpin. Crit of Torch Below, accuracy of Torch Below. That's actually quite nice. I could add that to my collection of dark items. And the Unstable Flesh is one of the easier bosses to take down. This I very much like. Accuracy and crit on a focus ring. What level 3 or 4 do we have who are good in the Cove? Wield Adventurer, Cove Adventurer. The Mazuma is a decent option there. Chandos. I think we take Lacey. To fight a boss though, one that's going to grab one of our frontline people. Then Lacey can just spam dodge. Let us see, Rawford. Beast Slayer, a lot of the fishmen, I think they are predominantly Eldritch. So Marshmain would be good, but she's de-stressing. Cove Tactician, certainly. We'll take Montfeet, but then again, that's a level 2. I want to take these lads out. The Alluring Siren, is she going to be vulnerable to riposte? Stress in Ruins, that's fine. Stun resist. How about that? I think we go like that. And then duelist advance for a post, and then he hits positions 1 and 2. His damage versus marked could be pretty damn good too, because we're going to be marking target. The thing is, mobility width is sort of an off healer. We can use him as an attacker because he's going to be very good versus Eldritch. Damage versus Eldritch. And dodging sheath. 38% dodge. Awesome. I'm pretty sure we have an Eldritch Haters ring, Human Haters ring, Moon ring. I have only plus healing, which is super annoying. I could actually try to build Lacey as a damage dealer on the front line, and then once she gets grabbed by the siren, then her damage isn't that bad. Maybe we do that. The plus 45 damage in total. Still only 5 to 9. It's not worth it. Just using Protect Me, I think is the best way to go. Nervous Stab, Protect Me. She'll be in position 2 as soon as Dalmar on turn 1 zips past her. Then from position 2 she can use Flash Powder. That actually could be worth it. There could be some stealthed enemies. Problem is she needs to be position 3 to spam the dodge, if that's what I want to do, in fact. The lower protection we actually do need, so maybe we go like that. It seems a little crazy to put Mobility Woods in position 1 like that. 7 speed, 7 speed. Stab, Weakening Curse, Heal, Vulnerability. Get that damage in position 1. Damage, speed, stress. 8 to 14 damage, so this occultist is doing almost as much damage as the Highwayman. And 25 dodge, not too bad. Surprisingly good as a frontline melee person. And I think we'll just spam the scouting chance here. Damage and crit versus blighted. Or we could go heavy on the virtue chance. Damage to melee, crit on melee skills. That'll be amazing if we take her into the ruins and she can hit the undead with her mace, but not so great for this actual fight. Should we take in virtue items because we don't have any plus healing? $25 virtue and the tentacle for 20 virtue. Bypass, stealth, de-stealth, damage, accuracy, crit. Is that only for ranged skill though? Tracking shot. That's all fine. I'm just not so sure I want to use fortifying vapors. I think flash powder is going to be better for the de-stealth. It's a level 3 after all. Level 3 mission. Festering Vapors isn't bad, but I don't think we have anybody who's actually going to apply Blight in this mission. Our money is going backwards, which is a little frustrating, but bear in mind that we are taking down bosses, and I need my people to be as strong as possible against bosses. Plus damage on one companion is excellent. Clean guns he doesn't need. Unparalleled finesse he does need. Do we ever prevent nighttime ambush? We do. Right, good episode. When we come back, we'll be taking down the alluring siren. This is the first time I've actually had an occultist in position 1. Lead resist, only meditate, that's fine. Resolution, thanatophobia. Crypt of HP below. Move resist. But, I mean, look at his numbers. It's actually comparable to the Highwayman, who is pretty damn good. And then Lacey the Antiquarian is just going to buff, dodge, and protect. Most likely on the Highwayman, who will then use Duelist Advance. And then she'll just use that and Invigorating Vapors for +9 dodge. Awesome. And the occasional Nervous Stab to finish people off. And of course, Mizuma, your job just to stay at the back and pump out the healing. Unfortunately, we don't have any plus healing items. I really need plus healing for that Vestal. We had some nice plus healing items, but we lost them to the Baron. Anyway, thanks for watching, friends. That was the Wizened Hag mission. When we come back, we'll be taking down the Alluring Siren.